Welcome to Bluegrass 101. We are going to be doing the song Sophronie tonight. It was recorded in 1958 by Jimmy Martin and the Sunny Mountain Boys, but it was written by Alton Delmore with D.C. Mullins. And Alton Delmore was part of the Delmore Brothers. And if you want some great brother harmonies from like the 1940s, some really bluesy stuff, they do Blue Stay Away From Me. Delmore Brothers have some really, really nice songs to do. So definitely check out the Delmore Brothers. That's the author of this. But we're going to be talking about the king of bluegrass, Jimmy Martin. And Jimmy Martin was lead singer in Bill Monroe and his Bluegrass Boys. And then he started recording by his lonesome. And this song had a very young J.D. Crowe playing banjo along with it. So let's get right into it. We're going to do it pretty slow, but we're going to do it in the key of B. And let's learn how these chords go. And then I'll go in. And even though this is a straight ahead bluegrass song, there are some tricks to the chords. So let's get into it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Love them and leave them, kiss them and grieve them. That used to be my motto so high, till my Sophronie left me so lonely, and now there's a teardrop in mine. My Sophronie's from Kentucky, she's found another man. I can't even kiss her, can't even hold her hand. The moon we used to love beneath is still up in the sky. Now I'm just a hot shot with a teardrop in my eye. Love them and leave them, kiss them and grieve them. That used to be my motto so high, till my Sophronie left me so lonely. Now there's a teardrop in my eye. Gabriel blows his bugle, I'll be loving that sweet girl. She means more to me than the whole wide world. I used to be a killer with the women, me oh my. Now I'm just a hot shot with a teardrop in my eye. Love them and leave them, kiss them and grieve them. That used to be my motto so high, till my Sophronie left me so lonely. Now there's a teardrop in my eye. I used to slay the pretty girls from Maine to Alabama. Loved them very much at first, but then I let them down. I've seen so many pretty eyes and filled with bitter tears. Now I'm find them and forget them, but now I have my fears. Love them and leave them, kiss them and grieve them. That used to be my motto so high, till my Sophronie left me so lonely. And now there's a teardrop in my eye. So no tag on the end, no double of the chorus. It ends with just a quick snap. That is it. And that is a classic Jimmy Martin ending. The Osborne brothers would actually adopt it a little bit and do a double hit. They would go like that. But with Jimmy Martin, now there's a teardrop in my eye. And everybody would end on that. It was this clear, no fade out. I know exactly where that end is. So we're gonna work on that through every time that we do this. But let's talk a little bit about this song that seems so straight ahead, but is doing some interesting stuff. Well, first off, let's talk about the chord progression, because even though the verse seems like the chorus, there is a difference between the two of them. And how it is right on the last line. And now there's a teardrop in my eye. And 1, 2, 3, So every beat on, or every chord in the chorus is done for 4 lines. Love 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, that 2, 3, 4, that 2, 3, 4, that 2, 3, 4, that 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's every beat on one. It's like you know that it's either going to stay on the chord or go to another chord. That is not the case for the verses. My Sophronie's from Kentucky, she's found another man. I can't even kiss her, can't even hold her hand. So he's holding on to that 5 chord for 2 more beats, and then switching and resolving to the 1 chord on beat 3. My Sophronie's from Kentucky, she's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 1 chord. My Sophronie's from Kentucky, she's found another man. I can't even kiss her, can't even hold her hand. The moon we used to love beneath is still up in the sky. So now I'm just a hot shot with a teardrop in my eye. So again, it's holding that 5 chord for 6 beats and then going to the 1 chord. Then it resolves to the 1 chord. But as soon as you get back to the choruses, love 'em and leave 'em, kiss 'em and grieve 'em, that used to be my motto so high. Always on that beat 1. 1, 1, 1. You're changing those chords. So remember that, because it's important when you're going into that verses that you're holding on to that 5 chord for just that extra 2 beats before resolving to the 1. Okay, now let's talk a little bit about the melody. And this is actually a little tough to hear because of how the harmony is working. So I'm going to get into the harmony, but let's first make sure that we have the lead really strongly in our heads. It sounds like love 'em and leave 'em, kiss 'em and grieve 'em. And that is a very, very strange note to hit. Technically how the song would typically go is love 'em and leave 'em, kiss 'em and grieve 'em, that, because you're playing this note, the root. Love 'em and leave 'em, a little bit of a flatted third. Love 'em and leave 'em, love 'em and leave 'em. Then you should be staying on that note, because that is the note in C, but he's going up 1, which is actually minoring the song. Love 'em or minoring the chord. Love 'em and leave 'em, kiss 'em and grieve 'em. So he's doing this off chord, creating tension, and then he goes back up again to the proper note, because that note is in the key of D, or in the 5 chord. Love 'em and leave 'em, kiss 'em and grieve 'em, that used to be my motto so high, till my Sophronie left me so lonely, now there's a teardrop in mine. So the second time that he passes through, basically the same, till my Sophronie left me so lonely. Now he goes back up to that note, which is a C sharp. Left me so lonely, and now there's a teardrop in my eye. So let's practice that. Love 'em and leave 'em, kiss 'em and grieve 'em, that used to be my motto so high, till my Sophronie left me so lonely, now there's a teardrop in mine. So that is extremely important to hit those notes because, as we'll find out later, the tenor is doing something completely different from that. And it can throw your ear off and make you think that you have to do something different, but we don't. The other thing too is we have to be careful on when we're doing the 3-part harmony on this, exactly when we're doing scoops. Love 'em and leave 'em. So the leave is this kind of a push. Love 'em and leave 'em, kiss 'em and grieve 'em. That used to be my motto, so high. So same with high is this little bit of a drift on it. That used to be my motto, so high, till my Sophronie left me so lonely. Now there's a teardrop in my eye. But everything else is very, very straightforward in this because there's 2 other people that are trying to match it harmony-wise. So you don't want to be going how Jimmy Martin sings the verses. My Sophronie's from Kentucky, she's found another man. I can't even kiss her, can't even hold her hand. And then we used to love beneath is still up in the sky. Still up in the sky. All these scoops and little drop downs that he's doing. He's playing around with the timing. He kind of growls his voice a little bit. My Sophronie's, I used to sled with pretty girls from Maine to Alabama. Found them very much first, and then I let them down. And then when he gets into the chorus, strips all that musical little dealywigs throughout it, strips it away. Love 'em and leave 'em, kiss 'em and grieve 'em. That used to be my motto, so high. Except for a few ones. So he strips almost all of them away and just leaves a little bit, just a little bit of sweetness. You don't want to make it too sweet. You don't want to make it so sweet that it's sickly. So love 'em, and also he's not going love 'em and leave 'em. He's holding on the vowel. Love 'em and leave 'em, kiss 'em and grieve 'em. That used to be my motto, so high, till my Sophronie left me so lonely. Now there's a teardrop in my eye. The last thing is too, that used to be my motto, so high. He's not doing I, high. That used to be my motto, so high. So stay on, it's a, this has a diphthong in it, high, there's 2 vowels in it. The I, and then you raise the tongue up. It sounds a little better to pause on the open vowel more instead of that pinched vowel, the E. High, high. That used to be my motto, so high, not high, till my Sophronie left me so lonely, and now there's a teardrop in my eye. Okay, so let's do the whole song through, thinking about all of those different things. And this is an example of how a real straightforward bluegrass song actually has a lot of nuances to try and hit. So we'll add the breaks too. So there's a banjo break at the beginning, and then a banjo break after, actually it starts with the chorus and then goes right into the verse. So it doesn't do chorus and then a break. So it does chorus, verse, chorus break, verse, chorus break, and then that snap in. Okay, so we'll do it relatively slow. 1, 2, 3, 4, banjo break. Love 'em and leave 'em, kiss 'em and grieve
lonely, and now there's a teardrop in my eye. My Sophronie's from Kentucky, she's found another man, and I can't even kiss her, can't even hold her hand. The moon we used to love beneath is still up in the sky. Now I'm just a hot shot with a teardrop in my eye. Love 'em and leave 'em, kiss 'em and grieve 'em, that is really my Sophronie left me so lonely, and now there's a teardrop in my eye. Solo. Till Gabriel blows his bugle, I'll be loving that sweet girl. She means more to me than the whole wide world. I used to be a killer with women, me oh my. Now I'm just a hot shot with a teardrop in my eye. Love 'em and leave 'em, kiss 'em and grieve 'em, that used to be my motto so high. Till my Sophronie left me so lonely, now there's a teardrop in my eye. Solo. I used to slay the pretty girls from Maine to Alabama. Loved them very much at first, and then I let them down. I've seen so many pretty eyes filled with bitter tears. Find them and forget them, but now I have my fears. Love them and leave them, kiss them and grieve them, that used to be my motto so high. Till my Sophronie left me so lonely, now there's a teardrop in my eye.
Okay, I just realized that I was playing the breaks wrong, actually inconsistent. So the break is actually over the chorus, so it doesn't hold on to that 5 chord for those extra 2 beats. So that's what you're playing the break over. This one too, it's not so much of a big deal when you're playing at breakneck speed. This was recorded at over 130 beats per minute, which is clipping along pretty good. But
love 'em and leave 'em, kiss 'em and grieve 'em, that used to be my motto so high. Till my Sophronie left me so lonely, now there's a teardrop in my eye.
He's basically doing that in 2 breaths. Now, if you can't do it in 2 breaths, what you wanted to make sure is you're not doing breaths like
love 'em and leave 'em, kiss 'em and grieve 'em, that used to be my motto so high.
It gets into this really repetitive, you know exactly how it's going to be. And especially with those harmonies, you want to hold those notes out as long as possible.
Love 'em and leave 'em, kiss 'em and grieve 'em. Love 'em and leave 'em, kiss 'em and grieve 'em, that used to be my motto so high.
So I'm holding on to through leave them, kiss them, grieve them, that. I'm doing all of that in one solid pass. I'm not breaking that up. I'm not going,
love them and leave them, kiss them and grieve them, that used.
I'm not doing that. I want to do that
kiss them and grieve them, that used to be my motto so high.
So all the way through. Make sure you're doing it all the way through. Okay, I'm just making sure everything is kind of updating properly. Sometimes it doesn't, and that annoys me. Okay, we're good. Okay, apologies. Let's get into the harmonies. So, love 'em. I'm on that note. Love 'em and leave 'em. Love 'em and leave 'em. Love 'em and leave 'em. Kiss 'em and grieve 'em. So this is where it changes. Instead of going, love 'em and leave 'em, kiss 'em and grieve 'em, because Jimmy Martin is doing that weird thing there. Love 'em and leave 'em, kiss 'em and grieve 'em. That used to be my motto, so high, till my Sophronie left me so lonely. Now there's a teardrop in my eye. So remember how he's dipping down a little bit? Now there's a teardrop in my eye. A little bit of a drift off there. Love 'em and leave 'em, kiss 'em and grieve 'em. That used to be my motto, so high, till my Sophronie left me so lonely. Now there's a teardrop in my eye. And the tenor is doing something on that grieve 'em. He's doing a little bit of a push there, which sounds really, really cool. It creates this really discordant chord, and then resolves when J.D. Crowe is just going down a half step to the root of the chord. Love 'em and leave 'em, kiss 'em and grieve 'em. That used to be my motto, so high, till my Sophronie left me so lonely. Now there's a teardrop in my eye. So what he's kind of doing is almost like a brother harmony type harmony pattern to the lead, but they add a baritone to it, which creates a whole bunch of cool different sounds. So let's record the lead. I'm using a program called Audacity. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Love 'em and leave 'em, kiss 'em and grieve 'em. That used to be my motto, so high, till my Sophronie left me so lonely. And now there's a teardrop in my eye. Okay, so let's hear, remember the harmony. Love 'em and leave 'em, kiss 'em and grieve 'em. Let's hear what that sounds like against, and I'm actually gonna be so gutsy, I'm just gonna record it right off the bat so that we get harmonies. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oops. Love 'em and leave 'em. Sorry, I don't want to do built-in microphone. I want to do the Steinberg. There we go. Always, every time. 1, 2, 3, 4. Love 'em and leave 'em, kiss 'em and grieve 'em. That used to be my motto, so high, till my Sophronie left me so lonely. And now there's a teardrop in my eye. So as you can see, it doesn't match exactly how Jimmy Martin is singing. 1, 2, 3, 4. Love 'em and leave 'em, kiss 'em and grieve 'em. That used to be my motto, so high, till my Sophronie left me so lonely. And now there's a teardrop in my eye. So it is doing some really, really cool stuff. So we have the lead and we have the tenor. So let's get into, let's see if I can get this to work properly. Okay, let's get into the baritone. So, love 'em, love 'em, love 'em, and leave 'em. So if I'm on this note, I have to be on this note if I'm on baritone. Love 'em and leave 'em, kiss 'em and grieve 'em. That used to be my motto, so high till my Sophronie left me so lonely, and now there's a teardrop in my eye. Let me do this right. Love 'em and leave 'em, kiss 'em and grieve 'em. That used to be my motto, so high till my Sophronie left me so lonely, and now there's a teardrop in my eye. So while Jimmy Martin is dropping down one, the tenor is going up one. I'm actually, as a baritone singer, parking on the same note. Love 'em and leave 'em, kiss 'em and grieve 'em. That used to be my motto, so high till my Sophronie left me so lonely, and now there's a teardrop in my eye. Let's see how that sounds like against two parts. 2, 3, 4. Love 'em and leave 'em, kiss 'em and grieve 'em. That used to be my motto, so high till my Sophronie left me so lonely, and now there's a teardrop in my eye. Now there's a teardrop in my eye. That's how I should be singing it correctly on the end. Now there's a teardrop in my eye. I should be dropping there because that is what the lead is doing. Let's do that again. 1, 2, 4. Love 'em and leave 'em, kiss 'em and grieve 'em. That used to be my motto, so high till my Sophronie left me so lonely, and now there's a teardrop in my eye. So as you can see, because that 3-part harmony is doing so many different things, it's actually kind of weird because the lead sounds like it's doing a lot more stuff than it actually is. If you hear the lead on its own, love 'em and leave 'em, kiss 'em and grieve 'em. That used to be my motto, so high till my Sophronie left me so lonely. Now there's a teardrop in my eye. It's actually quite plain, quite vanilla. But once you add those different stacks, it just livens it up and makes this song just one of the coolest songs ever. So, my mom just said, "Nice to see your sweet face every Wednesday, Darcy." Oh, thanks, Mom. And then my sister rolled her eyes. Thanks, Shauna, for bringing me down to earth. Okay, so that's the foundation of the song, but we want to do it as a jam. So if we're going to do it as a jam, I want you to sing lead. I don't want to sing lead. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay down this guitar track. Oh, I will say one cool lick that that is the foundation of what Jimmy Martin does, and I can't do it when I'm singing, but I can do it during the break. So he does this little bit of picking. So this is the D chord, G chord. And he just does it in the choruses on the first, like, love him and leave him, kiss him and grieve him. And Jimmy Martin did these things. He made this wall of sound when he was playing, instead of like breaking off and really pulling back when there's this 3-part harmony. He would be like right in your face. He pitched it up to the key of B so that it was higher and would cut through more. He had the tenor just doing this soaring tenor and just hammering it out, along with the lead that's hammering it out, along with the banjo that's just driving it. And then, yeah, the guitar doing all of this, just this huge, huge, huge sound, which is really, really cool, especially for 1958. I was doing some cool stuff. Okay, let's get into the song. So we're going to do the full song. We're going to start out with that break, the banjo break, the chorus, lead, chorus, lead, chorus, break, lead, chorus, break, lead, chorus, and then that step on the end. So we want to make sure all of that happens. I will give you a little bit of like, that's wrong. And there's a 4-bar break after, now there's a teardrop in my eye. We're going to put a 4-bar break in there, give everybody a chance to finish or whatever they're singing on, and it makes it just easier. So I'm going to be singing the tenor. I'm playing the guitar. Let's get into it. I've talked enough. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Love them and leave them, kiss them and grieve them. That used to be my motto, so high till my Sophronie left me so lonely. Now there's a teardrop in my eye. Love them and leave them, kiss them and grieve them. That used to be my motto, so high till my Sophronie left me so lonely. Now there's a teardrop in my eye. Love them and leave them, love and grieve them. That used to be my motto, so high till my Sophronie left me so lonely. Now there's a teardrop in my eye. Great. Okay. So I probably sped up a little bit there and got a little closer to what the original tempo was. Apologies for that. And almost choked there on that during the second chorus there. Ugh. Okay, so we have a good lead that is down, so we have to add banjo. I'm going to do a banjo break for the intro, but I'm not going to do the banjo break that tags it out at the end, or the last break. There's actually 2 banjo breaks in this. I'm not going to do that. Let you guys fill in those breaks. And as I said, this Bluegrass 101, you're all by your lonesome. This is a really good opportunity to play, sing as loud as you want. No one's going to complain. You're all by your lonesome, or try to be all by your lonesome here. Yeah, no one's going to judge you. And that's the way to get better, is sing really loud and play really loud. Try those breaks out. Try chording. Try playing this fast. Try singing the baritone when you haven't ever sung the baritone. So speaking of baritone, love 'em and leave 'em, kiss 'em and grieve 'em. That used to be my motto so high. Okay, yeah. Okay, I just had to get it in my head. I apologize. Okay, I'm good.
Into what I'm talking about. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3.
Apologies. I was thinking about how I wanted to do that break differently, and then I totally forgot that it starts off with the chorus, and that doesn't always happen. It does on this song. It always starts off with a chorus, but most songs start with a verse. So I was thinking, love 'em, that's my note. Okay, let's try this again. Apologies.
Let's get into it
from the top.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Love 'em and leave 'em, kiss 'em and grieve 'em. That used to be my motto so high, till my Sophronie left me so lonely, and now there's teardrop in my eye. Kiss 'em and grieve 'em, that used to be my motto so high, till my Sophronie left me so lonely, and now there's a teardrop in my eye. my motto so high, till my Sophronie left me so lonely, and now there's a teardrop in my eye. Leave them, kiss them, and grieve them. That used to be my motto so high, till my Sophronie left me so lonely. Now there's a teardrop in my eye.
Might have been a little aggressive on that last chunk, but that's okay. So that is the lead and that is the tenor, but let's see what it would sound like with the full shebang. Whoa, that is deleting way too much. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add I don't think that's right.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3.
That's close. I'm a little bit off. That's annoying me. Apologies, I'm just farting around now so that I can get
1, 2.
That's better. Okay, so mandolin and the lead. There we go. Okay.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Love them and leave them, kiss them and grieve them. That used to be my motto so high, till my Sophronie left me so lonely. Now there's a teardrop in my eye. My Sophronie's from Kentucky, she's found another man. I can't even kiss her, can't even hold her hand. I'm used to love beneath, is still up in the sky. Now I'm just a hot shot with a teardrop in my eye. Love them and leave them, kiss them and grieve them. That used to be my motto so high, till my Sophronie left me so lonely. Now there's a teardrop in my eye. Till Gabriel blows his bugle, I'll be loving that sweet girl. She means more to me than the whole wide world. I used to be a killer with women, oh my. Now I'm just a hot shot with a teardrop in my eye. Love them and leave them, kiss them and grieve them. That used to be my motto so high, till my Sophronie left me so lonely. Now there's a teardrop in my eye. I used to sled pretty girls from Maine to Alabama. Loved them very much at first, and then I let them down. I seen so many pretty eyes filled with bitter tears. Find them and forget them, but now I have my fears. Love them and leave them, kiss them and grieve them. That used to be my motto so high. Till my Sophronie left me so lonely. Now there's a teardrop in my eye.
And that is Sophronie for Bluegrass 101. Thanks so much for everybody that took the time to tune in, tune up your instruments, and sing along. Hope you got a little bit out of something that, as I said, seems really straightforward until you start actually breaking it down. And it is a very, very cool piece, though. And as I said, a blast. Lots of people know this song, and you pull it out. And everybody likes doing that Jimmy Martin D run, all the guitar players, and the harmony is just great on it. As always, you can tune in every Wednesday, 7 p.m. Mountain Standard Time for more Bluegrass 101. And hopefully here we're getting the percentages up and we'll be able to move into the next phases, which will allow us to sing together soon. But until then, always keep your hands and your pick and clean, and tune in every Wednesday for more Bluegrass 101. I'm missing you all and love you all. Bye. Have a wonderful evening. See you.